I'm Kyle Lang if you don't know me, and welcome to another video on Greek mythology. Also, remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Orpheus, the world's greatest musician. Along with being a musician, he was also pretty heroic. Ready to start? Let's go. Orpheus was the son of Calliope, the muse of epic poetry. There were 9 muses, who were minor gods of certain arts such as singing, drama, history, Mario Kart, memes, and maybe some other stuff that I forgot. Orpheus's father was Oeagrus. I think that's how you pronounce it. Oeagrus. Please say how you think it's pronounced in the comments. Oeagrus was the king of Thrace, a harsh place where people made blood sacrifices to Ares, the god of war, and raised man-eating horses. Oeagrus lost interest in Orpheus when he learned that Orpheus would never be a fighter. But Orpheus loved music. He was good, too. His mother started taking him to lessons with the other muses, and soon Orpheus was better than his teachers. He excelled at every instrument the muses gave him. One day, the god Apollo visited the muses while Orpheus was there. Apollo had the lyre, which was a musical instrument that looks like a small harp. It was the only lyre in existence. When Apollo wasn't looking, Orpheus picked up the lyre and played a beautiful song. Apollo was so moved by the song that he gave the lyre to Orpheus. Orpheus taught people how to play, and when he wasn't busy with that, he did a bunch of heroic stuff, like sailing to find the golden fleece with Jason. Eventually, his music got so powerful that it could calm anything and could affect the environment. When he played songs on his lyre, wolves and lions would come and frolic around him. The trees would scuttle around on their roots like crabs to hear him play. Clouds would anchor themselves above him to listen. Boulders would roll along as he walked. Whole cities would come to a standstill when he played. His music was irresistible. He was bigger than Bieber, even bigger than Rick Astley. He helped organize the Dionysian mysteries, which had drama and music in honor of the god Dionysus. The Maenads were crazed nymphs who loved to kill people. They liked music and flirted with Orpheus. Orpheus only cared about his music, so he didn't flirt back. The Maenads were angered and came close to killing him a couple times. His mother decided that he should get married for his own safety. Calliope talked with Apollo about the matter, and it turned out that Apollo had an eligible daughter named Eurydice. During Orpheus's concert, Calliope arranged a backstage meeting, and after the last encore, meaning after 40 encores-ish, Orpheus decided to marry her, just like that. The plan was so that they lived happily ever after, but no! Of course, that couldn't happen. Eurydice had a stalker who chased her when she was alone. She stumbled into a viper nest and was bitten. By the time Orpheus got to the scene, the stalker had fled and Eurydice was dead. Orpheus tried everything to bring her back, but nothing worked. He sang the saddest song ever, and it lasted for days, and the whole world and everything in it mourned. But that wasn't enough for Orpheus. He decided to go down to the underworld and take back her soul. So he went down to the underworld playing his lyre. He played his way into the underworld until he reached the Styx, where he played so beautifully that the ferryman Charon took him to the other side, though only ghosts were allowed on his ship. He went until Hades' palace. He claimed that his love was more powerful than this. I know, it's very cheesy, but bear with me. He asked for his wife's life, and Hades, being moved, agreed on 2 conditions. To prove his claim, Orpheus could not look back on his way back to the mortal world, or his wife would be gone forever. The second condition was that Orpheus could not play music on the way back. As he was wandering through the ghosts in Asphodel, he realized just how scary the underworld really was without its music to focus on. He started to get worried that Eurydice might get lost in the crowds of spirits. When he reached the Styx, he asked Charon if his wife was behind him. Charon just smiled, like he didn't want to tell Orpheus. He said that telling would be cheating, which only built up on Orpheus's doubt. He thought he heard his wife's sigh and footsteps, which only built up on his desire to look. He resisted his urge to look back until he was a mere few steps away from the mortal world. His willpower crumbled. He thought about Hades, who might be playing a prank, and Charon, who had smiled like he didn't want to tell. He thought about how Eurydice might have gotten lost. He turned, and Eurydice dissolved into smoke. When he got back to the mortal world, he moped around trying to kill himself. But whenever he tried to bash his brains out on a rock, the rock dissolved. Whenever he threw himself off a cliff, the wind carried him down gently. The dude was literally not allowed to die. Well, if that happened to me, that would be awesome. But Orpheus didn't think so, so I guess we're pretty different. He returned to Thrace and never was happy again. He ignored the Dionysian mysteries, and the Maenads killed him for ignorance. The end. Yeah, I know, it's pretty sad, but yeah. And that's what happened to the world's greatest musician. No, I don't mean Rick Astley. I know, it's sad, but at least he taught us a lesson. Don't let your doubt take over. I think that his story is a tragedy worthy of Shakespeare, because Orpheus died because of his unwavering love for Eurydice and his self-doubt. His love cost him so much because if he didn't have it, he might have just forgotten about Eurydice after a year or two, after Eurydice died. His doubt cost him so much because if he didn't have it, he might not have looked back when he was so close to the mortal world. But for Orpheus and Eurydice's sake, I hope they both got to live together in the underworld. If so, then it's not that bad. Well, except that they're both dead.